Hey everyone, Euro94 back here, another action figure review. Today we are looking at the Dragon Star series Dragon Ball Super Piccolo figure. This is coming in the wave along with First Form Frieza and Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Both of them have been reviewed, so check them out. On the side of the box we get a nice little graphic art of Piccolo. The backside shows the rest of the wave and the next set of 3 to come out very soon. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to start by saying that this is the worst figure in the wave, not the line. I almost said the line. The worst figure in the wave. So the wave is Super Saiyan 4 Goku and First Form Frieza. So 3 figures in this wave. This is the worst one. The best one being First Form Frieza. Absolute best is probably their best figure made in the entire line. And then second best in the wave would be, of course, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, aside from the fact that it had loose legs. That's the only downer on that figure, but everything else was very, very nice on the figure for Dragon Stars. Now, talking about looseness, this figure is just, yeah, very loose. Right out the box, this is my specific figure, so I can't really say that this is a bad thing for the entire release of this figure, but it could be a problem within all of them, so let me know if your Piccolo is loose, and then we can confirm that it is multiple ones and not just mine. But his torso is extremely loose. You can see how it kind of tilts too, and it's very loose, and then the legs are very, very loose too. That just took away like 3 points, 4 points away from the score. I mean, that is just not good. Especially with First Form Frieza being super tight as it is. I don't get why another figure in the wave is very loose. So, very weird. But anyways, let's move on. He comes with your standard Dragon Stars accessories, meaning a pair of open hands and maybe one extra hand. So we get a pair of fists packed in the box. Then we get a pair of open hands standard within, the entire line. Every figure gets a pair of open hands like this, the same pose and all. They pretty much reuse the same mold for every character. And then we have this one. So it's not instant transmission for him because this is his special beam cannon head. Or hand, I said head, sorry. And this is not the same hand that Super Saiyan 4 Goku had. That one was instant transmission, and it was a lot bigger mold. This one is a different sculpt, actually. So, wow, good job. Alright, so taking a closer look at him. The face is okay. It's not great. But it could be worse, I guess. So, it's okay for Dragon Stars. The sculpt is okay, too. Everything's okay. We still get the ugly legs. I still believe these legs are very, very ugly for any character that has... See how loose that is? Any character that has the gi that Goku wears or Piccolo and this type of gi, they just gotta change that sculpt a little bit because it just doesn't look good to me, at least, especially when you articulate it. But anyways, the arms look good. Sculpt on it. We got the texture on his skin, so that looks good. The paint's pretty okay. We get a little bit of quality control issue there, but it's nothing too crazy. I've seen worse on Marvel Legends, so I guess that's not that bad. And then also the feet. I wanted to talk about you see how thick that is? It looks kind of goofy. Very goofy, especially if I grab the figure arts version real quick. Just to see the feet, that's the figure arts version. You can see this Dragon Stars one right there, how it's just a little too fat. It's supposed to be very thin once it gets down to the ankle. It's just, he's got a really fat foot. Anyways, back to the figure. Let's take a look at the articulation. Now the head is not all too great. You can at least swivel it left and right, but you see the pose. It's stuck there. You can't move the face at all. You can't move it up or down, only side to side. So I don't know what's up with that. I guess it's just the way they sculpted it, and I don't know. It's just not moving forward and back, And there goes you see that? Just broke apart. You can just peg it in, but that's where it's really loose, anyways. The arms will move forward. This far. The shoulder pieces are supposed to help it move forward. It's a little stiff, so that one moves a little more forward. In and out just fine. We got a bicep swivel. We get a double jointed elbow just fine. A swivel at the wrist with a hinge. No torso articulation, but that is consistent throughout the whole entire line. There goes the torso again. So I guess if you put too much force, it will come apart. Alright, back again. Let's try this one more time. Where was I? Okay, the torso, we have the waist swivel super loose on mine. It don't go forward and back too much or else it'll separate. The legs are going to go forward that far. They kind of go at an angle, so you see that it doesn't go straight out. That's my issue with this, the leg thing. That happens with all of them. Even the Super Saiyans have the same issue where you kick forward and it goes at an angle. In and out, it's about that far, but I mean, I guess it holds a pose. I almost thought it was going to drop down, but so I guess it's not entirely loose. We have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, but you only, I mean, is that a 90-degree angle? Almost. So we have an ankle that swivels left and right, and that's about, oh, it goes forward and back. Goes forward and back, and then a pivot, not really. So yeah, that's it. Alright, so here's our comparison next to the SH Figuarts version, and to be specific, this is the San Diego Comic-Con version of the SH Figuarts Piccolo. So this is not the original release, and fun fact, those of you that did not start collecting this line until recently, Piccolo is actually the first figure released in the line, so we haven't gotten Piccolo since the very first release, so he's due for a remake for sure. But even this figure being as old as it is, I guess if you can call it old, if we're talking about the Figuarts line being it being the first release, I guess it's the oldest one. It still holds up even though it hasn't gotten a remake. Anyways, try to pose them similarly. Can't speak today. And this is what I got with the Dragon Stars version. I can't plant the feet because the pivots aren't as good as the Figuarts version. And then the arm can't go as straight out as I want it to because it gets a little hindered by the shoulder sleeve. Alright, so next to the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which is another figure in the wave I mentioned already. There he is next to him, size-wise. And then next to the first form Frieza, all hail Lord Frieza. Here he is next to Frieza. So these were both Dragon Stars figures I just showed. Here is an SH Figuarts. This is Vegeta, right here. And that's how he stands up next to this Piccolo. Here's one more Dragon Stars. This is the legendary assassin Hit. Right here are some randoms. We have an SH Figuarts Obi-Wan Kenobi, a Mezco Toys Black Panther, and an SH Figuarts Power Ranger. Now I do have the manga version of the SH Figuarts Piccolo, but it's the exact same figure as the SDCC version I just showed, so there's not really any difference there except for the paint color. But that's going to do it for this review. Honestly, this is not so great, but I think if the joints were tighter, like Frieza, it would make that much of a difference. It would be at least decent, you know. I'm trying to look at this as a Dragon Star figure. Try not to compare it next to an SH Figuarts. Obviously, it's not going to hold up. But for Dragon Stars, the face sculpt is okay. It's not bad. I've seen worse from them, so they're improving there. I wish the antennas were a little bit thinner. They're a little bit too thick. And his ankles are too thick. His feet are too thick. But if the joints are tight on yours, then this is an okay. Okay. I mean, that's all I can say is okay. It's not anything amazing. It's not anything great. It's definitely not the worst of the worst either. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, have a great day. Bye.
That's crispy.